For centuries, knowledge has been hidden in plain sight across the sands of time. Whispers of lost civilizations, cryptic symbols, and forbidden histories have been erased or concealed. What if the truth was never lost, but hidden? Welcome to Eye of Ancient Mysteries, where the past speaks and the future listens. Sit back, open your mind, and prepare to uncover the untold secrets of our world. Let the journey begin now. American engineer, I declare that the Earth is hollow and inhabited inside. On November 23, 1968, the American spacecraft ESSA-7 took several photographs of the North Pole under completely clear skies. In these photos, a huge black hole can clearly be seen in the area of the pole. The photographs have been verified multiple times and deemed authentic. Their publication once again fueled interest in the theory that our planet is hollow and possibly inhabited inside. The hollow Earth theory is not new. Across centuries, it has fascinated minds, often being ridiculed as absurd and unscientific, yet it continuously finds new followers. The idea of a hollow Earth runs through many religious texts that describe another world, located beneath the surface. Orpheus sought Eurydice there. Odysseus ventured into it, and it is the location of the Christian hell and the Chinese afterlife. The hollow Earth has been depicted in the novel Plutonia by academician Vladimir Obruchev, and Jules Verne wrote about it in Journey to the Center of the Earth. Among many other authors, Tibetan mystics believe that legendary places like Shambhala and Agartha exist underground, inhabited by beings with enormous psychic powers who sometimes come to the surface. The Third Reich also took this hypothesis very seriously, even launching expeditions in search of entrances to the Earth's interior. In 1969, the popular book The Hollow Earth by Dr. Raymond Bernard was published. Around that time, Bernard disappeared in the caves of South America. His followers believe he reached the underground world. Let's trace the history of this hypothesis. Plato is often considered the first to theorize about a hollow Earth. Later, the famous scientist and member of the St. Petersburg Academy of Sciences, mathematician Leonhard Euler, expanded on the idea. According to one of Euler's theories, the Earth is hollow, containing an inner sun shining over inhabited continents inside. He envisioned the Earth as a hollow shell, separated by a great distance from the core. Euler suggested that there were openings at the North and South poles. He believed such a structure would provide the planet with better stability than having several shells. In 1692, renowned astronomer Edmund Halley, the one who discovered Halley's Comet, also supported the hollow Earth idea. He proposed that Earth consisted of several concentric spheres separated by atmospheres, each with its magnetic poles and a central core similar in size to Venus, Mars, or Mercury. He also speculated that the northern lights were caused by the escape of the internal atmosphere. In 1818, American engineer John Cleves Sims petitioned the U.S. Congress for funds to search for an entrance into the Earth. On April 15, 1818, he sent a declaration to the Congress, university heads, and leading scholars, to the world. I declare that the Earth is hollow and habitable within. It consists of several solid concentric spheres, one within the other, and has openings at the poles 12 to 16 degrees wide. I seek 100 brave companions to start from Siberia at the end of summer, using reindeer and sleds. Woo! I promise that we shall find warm and rich lands, abundant with minerals and animals, perhaps even humans. Ooh! I pledge to prove the truth of this assertion and am ready to explore the inner earth with institutional support. Cleves Sims, former captain of infantry. Naturally, he was denied funding and his theory was dismissed, though he gained many followers later. In 1908, Willis George Emerson published The Smoky God, recounting the strange adventure of Norwegian Olaf Jansen and his father. While sailing north, they reportedly fell into a hole near the North Pole, discovering an unknown world with an advanced civilization whose inhabitants communicated telepathically and traveled in disc-shaped flying craft. This inner world had its own central sun. After 2 years, the father and son exited through a hole near Antarctica at the South Pole. The father died during the escape, but Olaf survived and returned to Europe. Because of his claims, Olaf Jansen spent 24 years in a psychiatric hospital. Afterward, he moved to California and met Willis George Emerson, sharing detailed accounts, maps, and journals supporting his story. No matter how fantastic the theory, it remained alive. In the 20th century, it reappeared through the work of the famous mystic, conspirator Miguel Serrano, a politician, ambassador of Chile to India, Bulgaria, and Austria. Serrano associated with figures like Roerich, Indira Gandhi, and the 14th Dalai Lama. After WWE, he worked at the UN's Atomic Energy Commission. Serrano literally accepted the hollow earth theory, believing that a habitable space exists inside Earth, complete with its own sun, grass, trees, and rivers. According to him, entrances are located in caves of the Himalayas, Tibet, Pamirs, Andes, and at the poles in the Arctic and Antarctica. He even mentioned a warm water oasis near Antarctica's shores and personally joined a Chilean military expedition to the continent. Besides Serrano, Nazi theorist Hans Rübiger, creator of the World Ice Doctrine, also supported the hollow earth idea. He claimed that humans would need to retreat into the inner earth. When the moon eventually fell to Earth, the Nazis seriously believed in these ideas, as evidenced by their numerous Antarctic expeditions. In Queen Maud Land, German submarines reportedly discovered a massive system of intercontinental cavities filled with warm air. Serrano believed that members of the SS, particularly the esoteric Ahnenerbe division, were secretly relocated into these corridors. In 1943, Grand Admiral Karl Dönitz made a remarkable statement. The German submarine fleet is proud to have built an impregnable fortress for the Führer at the other end of the world. It appears that between 1938 and 1943, the Nazis were constructing a secret base in Antarctica, a secret flotilla known as the Führer's Convoy, consisted of 35 submarines. In the final days of the war, they were stripped of their torpedo armament in Kiel and loaded with containers of various goods, boarding mysterious passengers whose faces were covered with surgical masks. Crews were selected among sailors without living relatives and sworn to secrecy. Wilhelm Bernhard, a 25-year-old, commanded one of these submarines, U-530, which departed Kiel on the night of April 13, 1945. Reaching Antarctica, the crew found a suitable ice cave and carefully unloaded containers filled with Reich relics, including documents and personal belongings of Hitler. This was the first stage of Operation Valkyrie II. On July 10, 1945, U-530 arrived at the Argentine port of Mar del Plata and surrendered. 3 such submarines participated. The final chapter of Nazi Antarctic activities was Operation High Jump in 1947, led by U.S. Navy Rear Admiral Richard Byrd, planned shortly after the interrogation of captured submarine commanders. Although officially a scientific expedition, it was funded by the U.S. Navy and included the aircraft carrier Casablanca with 25 aircraft and 7 helicopters, a submarine, an icebreaker, and 12 tankers carrying 800 men. On February 1, 1947, the expedition arrived in Antarctica near Queen Maud Land. They conducted extensive aerial photography and established a polar station. But then strange radio messages were intercepted. "We are being attacked. We are suffering heavy losses." It's unknown who Rear Admiral Byrd was fighting against, but by March 3, 1947, the entire operation was abruptly terminated, and the fleet hastily returned to America. All materials were classified, and no official explanation was provided. Later reports suggested that not everyone returned. 1 ship was lost, 13 planes were destroyed, and around 68 personnel were killed. The new aircraft carrier required urgent repairs. According to the press, Byrd secretly testified before a presidential commission in April 1947. The commission's summary included claims that the ships and planes of the 4th Antarctic Expedition were attacked by strange flying discs emerging from beneath the ground, which inflicted severe damage. Rear Admiral Byrd was subsequently confined to a psychiatric hospital for 5 years. However, after the public's attention faded, he was quietly reinstated to a senior Navy post, suggesting the government did not truly consider him insane. Later, various theories emerged that Byrd fought remnants of the Fourth Reich or the New Swabia base, or that the flying saucers were Nazi secret technology. Still, some speculated that the Nazis had discovered an entrance to the inner Earth and made contact with its inhabitants, and that the strange flying saucers were of subterranean origin.